Today we are going over all of my home favorites. Now let me just find a place to set the camera down and we'll get into it. That took a lot longer than anticipated. Don't mind that. I really want to wear this draped over my shoulders, but I'm sweating. Oh, but it's so cute. The glasses are going to be coming on and off because I can't see without them. Welcome to my home. Let's talk about my favorite things that I've purchased for this home. Small caveat, I'm not specifically saying only things I bought for this house. Big ass crow. I thought I would break this up into kind of segments slash rooms, if that's okay with you. It's not really a call and response thing, so it's gonna have to be okay with you. Starting off in the kitchen. Can't look at my phone with my glasses on. Do not suggest bifocals. If I have those glasses lines on my nose, just don't tell me. First up is my air fryer. We do not have a microwave. We just use the air fryer and I love it. Is it technically just a convection oven or an oven with a fan? Yes, but it is small. It heats up faster. It doesn't heat the house and it's so quick. And I've never had reheated hard shell tacos or French fries do what they do in the air fryer in a regular oven. Next up is our mini coffee maker. If you are a household of one person, two people, or only two people who drink coffee, you need this. Having a low effort, small coffee maker is just irreplaceable. Most coffee makers make so much coffee. And if you don't have that many coffee drinkers, it's wasteful. It still works when we have guests in town, but it doesn't take up so much space and you still get fantastic coffee without having to think about it. Because people being like, oh, just do a French press pour over. Unmedicated in the morning? No. Next up is an electric milk frother. Not to sound like Dave Ramsey. You can skip your Starbucks. You can skip your going out coffee. It levels it up so much. I look forward to my coffee in the morning. Next up are good knives. You don't need a knife block. You want one? Sure, go for it. We have one. How many knives do we use in it? Ask me. I use a paring knife to open packages. You only really need one really good chef knife. My absolute favorite is from the brand called Mac. It is the only knife we use, and we recently also got a serrated knife, and that was, I don't know, years and years in, and we use it, yeah, when we need to, but we do not touch our knife block. For the cost of a knife block, you can get a really nice knife that will be the only one you use. One fantastic one will last you, truly, a lifetime. Next up is my KitchenAid mixer. This was a purchase I was so excited to make when I moved into my last apartment. You just know how a kitchen is with a KitchenAid mixer. You just feel on top of the world. You're in a Nancy Meyers movie. Nobody can touch you and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make banana bread. Oh, I'm gonna make brownies. I'm gonna make this. It's not only the look of it and the perceived status, not for other people to see because I don't really have people coming over to my house, but for me to look in and be like, look at me. They last so long. They work so well and it is just like, tried and true. Glass Tupperware and food storage. It doesn't stain. You're not worried about things like leaching. And I always make sure that it is heat safe. So I can store food in there and then also reheat it there. My favorite ones are from IKEA. They're really cute. I love the whole collection. This also reminds me, if anyone collects vintage Pyrex out there, I constantly see people talking about it on TikTok, Instagram. You need to test those for lead paint. Cloth napkins. This is another like level up, you're an adult, buy a lamp, stop using just your overhead lights. Better for the environment, much more effective. Themed ones for holidays, sure. All white ones, throw some OxiClean on there, good as new. The Instant Pot is just as good as everybody says it is. It is one of our, if not most used kitchen appliance. You can cook things in there so much quicker than you can on the stovetop or in a, what is that called? The guy died in it from This Is Us. I never watched that show, but I saw it on Twitter. Slow cooker. Is that what they're called? Beef stew that would take like 4 hours, 20 minutes in there. Corn on the cob, 2 minutes. Soup, 10 minutes. And they have a lid that's an air fryer attachment to then make your Instant Pot an air fryer. We don't have that, but maybe one day. It's one of my go-to wedding gifts or housewarming gifts for people is Instant Pot and then like the magnet or an Instant Pot cookbook that teaches them how to do it. And it is so easy once you get the hang of it. I promise it will replace so much, especially if you're trying to meal prep or even if you just like live alone. They have a tiny one. An electric kettle. I do not like loud noises. I do not like the sound when a teapot is going off and it's all like, it stays relatively warm. I can heat it up really quickly, especially if I forget about it. And then I'm not forgetting an open flame. This one's a relatively new purchase to this house, and those are kitchen mats. I first discovered these when I was shooting a show for the Food Network, and I was like, wow, my feet aren't hurting that bad. My back's not hurting, my knees, like this is fine. They're like, oh yeah, it's these really cushy mats we have behind the counter for you to stand on. That's what they use in restaurants. I was toast. That makes so much sense. We have one smaller one in front of the oven, and then we have a longer one in front of like the sink cabinets. So when you're doing dishes and putting them away, it's one of those things where you might not notice if your back or your knees or your feet are hurting, or you might not correlate it with standing doing the dishes for like 25 minutes. But when you get it, you're like, oh, I could feel this good. Peel and stick tiles. I did a whole video installing these in our kitchen, which I will link down below, but I love them. They completely transform a space. They're renter friendly. They look really high quality. They feel really high quality, and they can completely transform a space. There's also ones for walls, backsplashes. I don't know, it like makes me want to be in our kitchen more. And it was not that expensive. This one is another thing that I love giving as gifts, and that is a recipe box. Ours is a metal tin. It came with actual like recipe cards for you to write down your own recipes on. That's not what I use it for. I use it for tearing out pages in cooking magazines or printing out ones that we've seen online that we really like, so we don't have to always keep going back to our Pinterest and things that we've saved on our phone. I've been meaning to get like a big scrapbook and kind of put a whole recipe book together with ones that we've torn out from magazines, but it's just really, really convenient, and it's fun too. One of us will grab the tin and be like, okay, let's like go through all these and see what we want to make today. And because we just are constantly adding new ones to it, sometimes the other person hasn't seen it, you will forget what's in there, and then you can be like, oh cool, I want to eat this today. And to round out the kitchen category, cast iron, anything, but specifically our cast iron griddle. I love a good cast iron pan. I feel like that's tried and true. Everybody knows that, but the griddle is so good. On one side, it has like the grill kind of pattern, and the other side is flat, so it's great for pancakes if you're making like sausage, bacon, like breakfast things there. Burgers, if you're not a big griller or you don't have a grill outside, maybe you're in an apartment, that is what we always were using it for. It makes me feel like I'm outside a Dodger game being like, who wants Dodger dog? Could really go for like a stadium hot dog right now. Before we get on to the next category, I want to take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is 𝘬𝗬. If you're unfamiliar with 𝘬𝗬, they are a non-alcoholic aperitif. The Europeans are cringing. It was inspired by Mediterranean culture in the aperitivo. She says it quietly and hopes she didn't pronounce it wrong. Essentially something to like kickstart your appetite, have a little drink and appetizer without the hangover and the headache the next morning. This is their first sip kit. You know I appreciate gorgeous branding, but this is so pretty. This is their best-selling aperitif. They describe it as kind of like a Campari or an Aperol. I stopped drinking when I was around like 19, so there are like so many cool, fun, socializing drinks that I've legitimately never had because I stopped drinking before I could legally go into bars. So I've never really gotten into cocktails, obviously, but now I get to have that whole thing just without the alcohol. Beyond containing 0 alcohol, they're just full of only good things. There's no added sugars, there's no artificial flavors. All of the flavoring comes from like real things like plants. The other thing included in the first sip kit, they're so cute. Oh, this one like matches my aesthetic, the green little outfit. These are the spritz. These are their ready to drink single serve cans. Ginger, soda, lime and salt. We're gonna do a taste test. Wait, I love that. This tastes like you're like a spring fairy prancing through the woods. This is so good. Oh my God, like it tastes like you've just woken up from a nap, and not in like a panic way, like a nap on the beach without a sunburn. Oh, ooh, that has like a little bit of sourness to it in a good way. I want to be by a pool. And the star of the show, the aperitif, they say to use 1 part 𝘬𝗬 to 3 parts bubbles. Oh, that looks good. You're kidding. Cue the TikTok sound. You don't understand, I'm obsessed. Like, this is delicious. And I just don't feel like there's a lot of options out there for people who don't drink. It's things that are CBD. They're giving you some kind of buzz if it's not alcohol, or they're things to put you to sleep or to at least like get you up a little bit, and nothing that's just standard. Pure ingredients, botanical extracts. They prioritize flavor over function, which is abundantly clear because I've genuinely never tasted anything this good. They're also not making these like wild wellness claims. So they're like, yeah, sure, some plant power, but we're being reasonable. Lemon balm for stress relief, rosemary for immunity, but first and foremost, it's supposed to taste good. You're just supposed to enjoy it. That makes me feel good. 𝘬𝗬 was also the first non-alcoholic brand in history to win Esquire's Drink of the Year. That's impressive. I had incredibly high hopes, the branding, the whole aesthetic, but this exceeded my expectations. 𝘬𝗬 rarely does discounts, but they are offering 20% off this month exclusively for my community. Visit visit drinkgia.com/Megan and use the code Megan20 at checkout. Now you're gonna continue watching the rest of this video and I'm going to edit this video while drinking it. And they gave me stickers. I love a sticker. Next, on to the living room. You know what I'm gonna mention first. You have to. Let's pan over. It's not on right now, but it's the frame TV. I have sung the praises about the frame TV for so long. I have talked about how badly I wanted it, how much I knew it was going to like open up the whole room, how great it would be. I would rave to everybody being like, oh, we tried it in the store and we couldn't even tell that it was a TV. You could have put me in an infomercial. And we finally got it. Mots and I think that it might have taken the cake as the #1 favorite purchase we've ever made. I know. It is so sleek. It's so nice. There's no glare, no reflection. Across from our TV are our bay windows. And then we have 2 other windows. Our last place didn't even have windows like directly hitting the TV, but our old TV, you could not watch TV in the daytime. We bought blackout curtains if you wanted to do that. This, no, you can see perfectly in the middle of the day. It's so cool. Then obviously the biggest draw is the art mode. And you don't realize how much light and life a giant black box on the wall sucks out of a room. It just is so fantastic. I even love the remote. The remote has like a Netflix button on it. Okay, thank you. Smart light bulbs. Did it take me until 2022 to hop into the smart light bulb trend? Yes, it did. If Thomas Edison could see us now. We have a couple different kinds of smart light bulbs. We have ones that are on a timer. We have ones that are connected to an app so we can turn them on or off, which is really helpful if you're going out of town. Then we also have other ones that are like light activated. When it's daytime, they're off, but as soon as the sun starts going down, they start slowly getting brighter and brighter, and then they're on at night. And then the same thing in the morning. The sun starts coming up and they slowly dim. I hate the dark. I hate coming home when it's dark. I hate fumbling for my keys in the dark. It's just one of those things that gives you a really nice peace of mind when it comes to like safety and also not tripping because you came home and it's dark out and you forgot to turn the lights on. In a similar vein are smart plugs. This is another thing that we love for when we're out of town. We did our Christmas tree with a smart plug. We could time when we were gonna put it on, turn it off, like do it on our phone, especially if you don't work from home, if you go to an office or you go somewhere or you travel a lot, being able to like control those things is so helpful. You know what the true life hack is? If you're one of those people who's constantly afraid if you have your curling iron or flat iron on, smart plug. That I feel like is ingenious. Also in the vein of kind of security, our Ring doorbell, our cameras and security system. I did a video with Ring a couple months back, I think in the summertime. I love it. My favorite thing ever is when Mots is leaving the house. I'll do like the voice feature and I'll be like, goodbye, I love you. Or if he's like halfway down walking, I'll be like, I love to watch you walk away. And he's like, huh. And it freaks him out. It's so fun. Our nephew is also obsessed with it. He loves ringing the doorbell and then asking me to like see the footage back. And it is also what we used to scare when we had a mouse. I set up one of our cameras on the floor of our kitchen and each night I changed the angle slightly so I could figure out where this mouse that was running around our house, where it was coming from. All of our kitchen cabinets, they just didn't put a baseboard down there, so it was straight to the foundation. So we were like, okay, that's a spot, that's a spot. And then finally one day we were like, oh no, the whole thing is where it's getting in. So not only did it help us figure out how the mouse was getting in, when the mouse was in there one day, when we were at Target, I got a little motion sensor notification and then I got to yell at the mouse in Target through the microphone feature. Wicker baskets and wicker bins in every single room. Even if you don't have ADHD, it's just an easy way to have cleanup and make things look intentional. So throwing all of your throw blankets in one, extra throw pillows. It can be a place to put your clothes that you've worn but aren't like clean, but they're not dirty. In your bedroom, you're like, okay, I'm gonna wear these jeans again tomorrow. Throw them in a little bin. A bin in every room will change your life. Our Sonos speaker system, you can also pair them with your Alexa, which is super convenient, and we have them all throughout our house. So we have like a big one in this living room, a smaller one in the kitchen, and a smaller one in the bedroom. And if you're a wanderer like me, you're just like constantly wandering around from room to room. It's nice because it's uninterrupted podcast listening or music listening. An emergency kit, a fire extinguisher, and a first aid kit. I definitely want to zhuzh up our emergency kit and make it even more specific for our needs and our home, but having one is crucial. The one we currently have, we just bought as is. Like you can buy just a pre-made one. Even if you plan on making a very specific one for your needs, there should never be a time period where you do not have an emergency kit at your home. Even if it's just the basics, get it now. Next up, cleaning. This used to be in our #1 favorite purchase we've ever made spot. It got kicked down to #2, fair competitor. That was the frame TV. Okay, yeah. It lost it to the frame TV, but for years holding down that #1 position, and now steadily holding down #2, no competition in sight, our Dyson vacuum. A cordless vacuum. vacuum. I've been to the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they lived underwater and they had Dyson vacuums. So good. I am a stan for all Dyson products. I also love their customer service. There have been times where like, I just kept trying to charge it with the wrong charger and I thought it was broken, and they like talked to me for hours to help me figure this stuff out. I love all of the different attachments. I have it right now with like one of the extra long attachments on there because I was getting like spiders and cobwebs in the corner up there. You're never gonna catch me doing that with a corded vacuum. If you take anything away from this video, let it be this: color-coded cleaning rags. We have pink, purple, and blue. One is for the kitchen, one is for the bathroom, and one is for just around the house. If you wash things, if you use something to clean your bathroom and then you use it in your food, I'm sure that's fine for some people. It's not fine for me, and I wouldn't do it if you don't have to. Vegans, plug your ears. Bug zapper. It's cute. Is that messed up to say? It's so much more effective than traditional fly swatters or trying to like hit it with like a rolled up towel, and it's a lot less messy, you know? Plus it makes a fun sound. Reusable Swiffer heads. I personally hate the little wet wipes with Swiffer. They never stay on. Always having to adjust it and you're like, ooh, I don't like touching wet things. I'm like, ooh. You can throw them in the washer and dryer. It stays on the whole time. It cleans really well. It has a much better grip, not only on the brush, but like on whatever surface you're cleaning. Sure, it's not as good for the environment as a mop, but those really gross me out, and it's better than just like constantly having disposable wipes that don't work well. If you're wondering how people keep their whites white, bluing liquid. Legitimately, this blue liquid that you dump into your whites, follow the instructions, and that blue counteracts the yellow and gets those whites whiter. Thank you, Jackie Ina, constantly teaching us new things. A toolbox, a big, old, juicy, fat toolbox. You know, you talk about junk drawers. Oh, where do you keep your screwdriver? Where do you keep your scissors, your measuring tape? Get a toolbox. Put all those things in there. But do you wanna know what the most important thing in our toolbox is? And the thing, if we lost, I would go out and buy a new one tomorrow. It's a screwdriver with interchangeable heads, all in one thing. Work smarter, not harder. I definitely stole it from someone in college, and I lose everything, and I haven't lost that because that's how much it means to me. I only have two things for the bathroom category. First up is privacy film. You could use this anywhere, but we specifically have it in our bathroom. And I know there's like a TikTok hack going around right now where people just are using Elmer's glue to kind of achieve the same effect. It's not hard to install once you get the hang of it. You can get them like pretty. People do like stained glass versions. I can get all of like the light, but no one can see in. If you follow me on Instagram, you listen to my podcast, or you've watched my other house vlogs, you will know what I'm going to say. That is the shower filter and shower head. Oh my God. If you've got hard water, if you just don't have a great shower head water pressure, it's gorgeous. It works so well. Within one shower, within the shower, it was easier to brush my hair. After I got out of the shower, my hair stayed cleaner longer. It looked better, silkier, more gorgeous. There are two things that you realize are so incredibly expensive once you start living on your own. And those are rugs and curtains. Can't help you with rugs right now, but I can help you with curtains. IKEA curtains. Our last apartment, we had linen curtains from West Elm, and we also had blackout curtains from West Elm. Right now, the only curtains we have hung up here are our IKEA ones. I love them. Our heated blanket was what got us through the winter. We are getting a heat pump installed, so we'll have AC and we'll have heat. And even when we have heat, we've both said we're still gonna use the heated blanket. There's just something that's so comforting about it. But when it's really cold out, you wanna bundle up under the covers. That's why I like to sleep where it's cold, because I wanna bundle up. And there is no bundling like bundling with a heated blanket. I love it. I miss it. My pillow for back sleeping is one of my favorite things I've ever purchased. It was a bit of a splurge, but I was constantly finding like my neck always hurting. I was a side/stomach sleeper, and it wasn't good, especially when I was getting lash extensions, because they would all come out on one side. Got a lot of TMJ issues and pain, and if I'm sleeping on my side, I can pop it out, and it's just not good for me. I converted myself from being a stomach/side sleeper to a back sleeper with this pillow. It wasn't overnight, no pun intended. Just by the way that it's designed, you're gonna end up on your back. Every single morning I wake up, I'm on my back. Never had happened before. I hope you all liked this video. If you did, let me know if you want me to do more of these in the future. And I would personally absolutely love if you could comment down below. And I would love if you could comment down below some of your favorite things that you've bought for your home. It doesn't have to be a house, your bedroom, an apartment, or condo. Whatever. Let me know what those things are, because home hacks, recommendation items, those things, it's my like favorite little pocket of TikTok. Please comment them down below. I would love to try them out, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye.